안녕하세요, 여러분. This is Ben, my friend.
Hey.
특별한 손님 오셨습니다. 오랜만에. It's been a while.
It has been.
How long is it now? 6 months?
At least 6 months.
I think last time the weather was pretty warm. Last time we did a video together.
Yeah, it was the end of summer, I guess.
Right, that's right. End of summer, but same location. No, same place in Gangnam. We're in Gangnam right now. 우리 강남에서 방을 빌려서 독서실, 공부방 빌려서 지금 여기서 촬영하고 있어요. We're in Toes, America's favorite office rental space. No, this isn't American. So Ben, for your segment today, 그리고 영어로 segment이라고 해요. 코너이라는 단어 그렇게 안 써요, right? When we talk about a segment in a broadcast, it's called a segment, not a corner, right?
Yeah, a segment.
So 코너이라는 것은 좀 콩글리시인 것 같아요. 그 방송에서 한 부분 맡고 있는 거는 a segment. So Ben's segment is How's Ben Ben? Which is Ben, 어떻게 지냈을까요? How has Ben been?
Ben has been very good. He's been quite busy. Working, going all over the place, and
vacation, I heard.
Vacation, I've got a vacation coming up soon, but I went off to a pension a couple of times over the last few months.
So pension, like 그 시골에 가면은 작은 호텔 같은 거, 그 집 따로 있는 거. So pension, do you use it that way in England? If you said you stayed at somebody's house, would you call that a pension?
No,
not in America either. It's very rarely used that way. But pensioner, ER 붙이면은 좀 그 은퇴하고 연금 이렇게 퇴직금 받고 이렇게 그런 생활하고 계시는 어르신들이 나이 많이 드신 분, we call them pensioners, right?
Pensioners, old people, yes.
Yeah, old people, pensioners. So pensioners live in a pension on the countryside. But yeah, pension이라는 단어 그렇게 많이 안 써요. 사실 저 한국에 왔어야 처음 접했어요. We would probably call that in English, we would call that a bed and breakfast. I don't know.
Yeah, bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. So in America, when people buy a house and have boarders or guests stay there, and they offer them breakfast in the morning, we call that bed and breakfast. 그리고 그것도 줄여서 B&B라고 많이 써요.
B&B.
Right? So that's
B&B.
the same. Okay, so for today's topic, we're going to look at interrupt, disturb, bother, and distract. 그 차이점. 그러니까 한국어로 얘기할 때 대부분 쓰는 거는 방해하다. 근데 영어에 interrupt하고 조금 달라요. So when we use the word interrupt, it's usually when somebody else is talking. Right? Almost exclusively, okay? 이제 거의 전용적으로 그 단어 쓸 때, 말할 때. So I'm talking, but then Ben jumps in, right? 끼어드는 거. He jumps in, cuts me off, and starts talking, right? So go ahead, you talk and I'll interrupt. Go ahead, say something.
So the flowers
It's my turn to talk. So, 그런 거 바로 interrupt이라고 합니다, right? This is perfect. He always does that when I'm talking. 근데 그렇게 하는 건 상대방의 말 끊고 끼어드는 거는 interrupt이라고 해요. But, for example, if I'm studying Korean, Chinese characters, and Ben keeps bothering me. Let's say he calls me up and he says, let's go have a beer, man. Want to grab a beer? Then I would say, Ben, stop
bothering me.
Okay, 괴롭히는 거. 그럴 때는 interrupt 안 써요. 그렇게 안 써요, right? I wouldn't say, Ben, don't interrupt me. 그거는 좀 어색해요. 물론 옛날에 그런 의미로 쓰기도 했었는데 이제 그런 의미로 안 쓰게 됐어요. People don't use it that way now. Maybe 50 years ago, 100 years ago, people might have said, don't interrupt me, I'm studying. 근데 오늘날에 그렇게 안 써요.
But no, now interrupt specifically for speaking situations, bothering when.
Right, so let's say I'm trying to tell you something important,
yeah,
but you keep jumping in and I can't get to my point, right? Then I would say, stop interrupting me. I have something important to tell you. 그렇게 쓰는 거죠.
Yep. Please don't interrupt me.
Right. Don't interrupt when someone else is speaking. It's rude, right? 그거는 예절 문제죠. 예의 문제. That's a matter of etiquette. So why don't you read us the example sentence there for interrupt?
Please don't interrupt me. I'm trying to tell you something very important.
Okay, so 내가 하는 말 그렇게 끊지 마요. 내가 중요한 말 해주려고 하는데 중요한 말 해주고 싶어요, right? So 끝까지 들어봐요. So wait till I'm finished, right?
Wait till I'm finished.
끝까지 들어봐요, right?
Because it's not polite to interrupt people.
That's correct. So interrupt 그렇게 쓰는 거예요. 상대방 말하는 도중에 끼어드는 거는 그거는 interrupt입니다. Okay, let's take a look at the next verb that we talked about, which was
Disturb.
disturb. So 제가 뭔가 하고 있는데 계속 방해하는 거는 이것은 바로 disturb입니다. So interrupt 그렇게 안 쓰지만 disturb 쓰셔도 돼요. So let's say Ben is trying to watch football, which in America we call soccer. So he's watching a soccer game because you know Europeans and Englishmen love their soccer.
We do.
And so let's say, but Americans don't care about soccer very much. So let's say I keep calling Ben up, I keep dropping by. Then 그럴 경우에 쓰는 거는 disturb이죠.
Yeah.
Right? So don't disturb me. I'm watching, what's the famous football team?
I guess Manchester United.
Man U. They're with, is the Korean Park Ji-sung?
Pakistan.
Alright.
Still there.
So he would say, don't disturb me when I'm watching football. 이렇게 쓰는 거예요. So why don't you hit us up with the example sentence there?
Please do not disturb the neighbors.
Right.
And if you go to a hotel, often on the door you get a little sign. So say, I hung the do not disturb sign on the door handle.
Right. So 호텔에 가면은 그런 사인 있죠. 거기 손잡이에 거는 거. Please do not disturb, right? 그리고 don't disturb the neighbors. Okay? So for example, 쿵쾅 소리 계속 내고 옆 사람한테 미안하잖아요. 그러면은 don't disturb the neighbors. All right, how about we check out bother?
Bother?
Mm-hmm.
Would-
Bother.
Bother, yeah.
Oh, bother.
I lost myself for a second. Would you mind not bothering me?
Right, so it's similar to disturb, but disturb is more like I'm trying to do something and somebody's stopping me from doing it. Bother is more like annoying
Yes.
someone, right? A more annoying.
Start to make them a little angry.
That's right.
Irritated.
So, 괴롭히는 거, right? Bothering me. So if you keep bothering your friend, 계속 괴롭히는 거는 don't bother me 이라고 할 수 있고 뭔가 귀찮은 일에 대해서 얘기할 때 it's a bother 이라고 할 수 있어요. 명사형으로, right? It's a bother. 또는 it's bothersome. 이렇게 형용사형으로 it's bothersome. 그거는 정말 귀찮은 일이다. 그리고 유의어로 hassle이라는 단어도 있는데 it's such a hassle. That's like a
hassle,
similar
yeah.
expression, alright? So 그리고 그것도 동사형이 있어요. Don't hassle me, right? So they both have verb forms and noun forms. Okay, so 마지막으로 let's check out the last verb today.
Which is distract.
Right, so let's say I'm trying to study and he's watching TV on his iPhone. Let's say he's watching some action movie and making a lot of noise. Maybe he's getting excited because his team just scored a goal, right? His Manchester United just scored a goal. So he's bothering me. 근데 그럴 때 쓰는 말은 distract이라고 해요. 왜냐면 제가 여기에 집중하려고 하는데 제 집중 자꾸 이쪽으로 가는 거예요. 그러니까 마음을 다른데 쏠리게 하는 행동 바로 distracting이라고 해요. So stop distracting me 많이 써요. 그리고 또는 제가 공부하고 있는데 옆 친구 계속 TV 보고 있어요. 그러면은 it's a distraction이라고 할 수 있죠. So I'm trying to study. That TV is such a distraction. So it's distracting me. 그리고 명사형으로 it's such a distraction이라고 써요. Why don't you hit us up with the next example sentences?
Messages are such a distraction when you're trying to study.
Mm-hmm.
If I listen to music, when I'm studying, the lyrics always distract me.
Right. So 공부하고 있을 때 일부러 가사 없는 음악만 들어요. 왜냐면 가사 너무 distraction 되니까 내 관심 이렇게 끌고 이렇게 집중 못하게 하는 거. 이거는 바로 distracting이에요. So, okay, for a review, and we're almost at 9 minutes today. This will be a very long video edition. But interrupt is used when somebody else is talking and your counterpart keeps breaking in. Disturb is when I'm trying to do a certain action and somebody prevents me from doing it. Bother is just annoying. Ben,
Stop
what's up? Ben,
Stop
Ben.
Stop bothering me.
이거는 바로 bother이고, 그리고 distraction, 뭔가 집중하려고 하는데 눈이 다른 데로 가는 거예요. Okay, that's distracting이라고 할 수 있어요. All right, it was nice having you on the 10th edition of the video podcast.
It's good to be here.
We'll have you again next time.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.